जय प्रजजन रंजना जय यशोदानंदना जय प्रजजन रंजना जय यशोदानंदना जय प्रजजन रंजना जय यशोदा नंदना जय प्रजजन रंजना जय यमुना तिरवनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी 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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव माई की जय नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय पंच तत्व की जय षड गोस्वामी की जय गुरु परंपरा की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय पिता गौर प्रेमानंद हरि बोल ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके bhaktir naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Mataji is welcome all of you for this wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam session. So, today we'll be discussing from 4th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll just share the screen. So let us first recite these verses. 4, 8, 2. मृषा धर्मस्य भार्यासीत् दम्भं मायां च शत्रुहन् असूतमिथुनं तत्तु निर्तेर्जग्रहे प्रजः मृषा धर्मस्य भार्यासीत् दम्भं मायां च शत्रुहन् असूतमिथुनं तत्तु निर्तेर्जग्रहे प्रजः. Any one of you can recite, because there are 4 verses. The 4 people can like that. So,
Hare Krishna, may I recite Prabhu?
yes, please.
मृषा धर्मस्य भार्यासी धम्बं मायां च शत्रुहन् असूतमिथुनं तत्तु निर्तिर्जग्रेह प्रजः.
Thank you, Mati. So, synonymous, word to word meaning. Mrisha, Mrisha. Adharmasya, of irreligion. Bharya, wife. Asit was. Dambam, bluffing. Mayam, cheating. Cha, and. Shatruhan, was slayer of enemies. Asuta, produced. Mithunam, combination. Tat, that. Tu, but. Nirtihi, Nirti. Jagrahe, took. Aprajaha, being childless. Translation and purport by Divan Shilpupa ki jai. Please hear the translation purport. Another son of Lord Brahma was irreligion, whose wife's name was falsity. From their combination were born 2 demons named Damba or bluffing and Maya or cheating. So these 2 demons were taken by a demon named Nirti, who had no children. Purport. It is understood herein that Adharma, irreligion, was also a son of Brahma, and he married his sister Mrisha. So this is the beginning of sex life between brother and sister. This unnatural combination of sex life can be possible in human society only when there is adharma or irreligion. It is understood that in the beginning of creation, Brahma created not only saint sons like Sanaka, Sanatana, and Narada, but also demonic offsprings like Nirti, Adharma, Damba, and falsity. Everything was created by Brahma in the beginning. Regarding Narada, it is understood that because of his previous life was very pious and his association was very good, he was born as Narada. Others were also born in their own capacities, according to their backgrounds. The law of karma continues birth after birth. And when there is a new creation, the same karma comes back with the living entities. They are born in different capacities according to karma, even though their father is originally Brahma, who is the exalted qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Go to 3rd verse. Tayo sambhavallobho nikritischa mahamate ताभ्याम क्रोधश्च हिंसा च यद्दुरुक्ति स्वसाकलिः तयो समभवल्लोभो निकृतिश्च महामते ताभ्याम क्रोधश्च हिंसा च यद्दुरुक्ति स्वसाकलिः. Anybody wants to recite? One of you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, may I?
Yes, Mami.
तयो समभवल्लोभो निकृतिश्च महामते ताभ्यां क्रोधश्च हिंसा च यद्दुरुक्ति स्वसाकलिः. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So go to the word to word meanings. Synonymous. Tayoho, those 2. Samabhavat, were born. Lobha, greed. Nikritihi, cunning. Cha, and Mahamate, O great soul. Tabhyam, from both of them. Krodha, anger. Cha, and Himsa, envy. Cha, and Yat, from both of whom. Druptihi, harsh speech. Swasa, sister. Kali, Kali. Translation by Srila ki jai. Maitreya told Vidura, O great soul, from Damba and Maya were born greed and Nikriti, or cunning. From their combination came children named Krodha, anger, and Himsa, envy. And from their combination were born Kali and his sister Durukti, harsh speech. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Go to the fourth verse. Durukto Kaliradatta Bhayam Mrityum cha Sattama Tayoscha Mitunam Jagnye Yatana Nirayastatha Durukto Kaliradatta Bhayam Mrityum cha Sattama Tayoscha Mitunam Jagnye Yatana Nirayastatha. Yes, one of you can
दुरुक्तो
say.
yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
दुरुक्तो कलिर्आदत्त भयं मृत्युं च सत्तमा तयोश्च मिथुनं चाग्ने यातना निर्यस्तथा.
Yes, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Word to word meaning synonyms. Duruktau in Durukti, Kalihi Kali, Adatta produced, Bhayam fearfulness, Mrityum death, Cha and Sattama, O greatest of all good men, Tayoho of those two, Cha and Mithunam by combination, Jagnye were produced, Yatana excessive pain, Nirayaha hell, Tatha as well. Translation by Sriman Shri Prabhupada ki jai. O greatest of all good men, by the combination of Kali and harsh speech were born children named Mrityu, death, and Bhiti, fear. From a combination of Mrityu and Bhiti came children named Yatana, excessive pain, and Niraya, hell. Go to the fifth verse. Sangrahena maya khyatah pratisargastavanagha trishutvaitat puman punyam vidunotyatmano malam. संग्रहेण मया ख्यातः प्रतिसर्गस्तवानघ त्रिष्युत्वैतत् पुमान् पुण्यं विदुनोत्यात्मनो मलम्. Any one of you can decide, please.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, madam.
Hare Krishna. सङ्ग्रहेण मया ख्यातः प्रतिसर्गस्तवानघ त्रिश्रुत्वैतत् पुमान् पुण्यं विधुनोत्यात्मनो मलम्.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
The word meanings. Sangrahena, in summary, Maya, by me, Akhyatah is explained. Pratisargah, cause or devastation. Ta, your, Anagha, oh pure one. Three times. Shutva, having heard. Etat, this description. Puman, one who. Punyam, piety. Vidunoti, washes off. Atmanha, of the soul. Malam, contamination. Translation and purport which divine Shri Prabhupada. Translation. My dear Vidura, I have summarily explained the causes of devastation. One who hears this description 3 times attains piety and washes the sinful contamination from his soul. Purport. The creation takes place on the basis of goodness, but devastation takes place because of irreligion. So that is the way of the middle creation and devastation. Here it is stated that the cause of devastation is adharma or irreligion. The descendants of irreligion and falsity, born one after another, are bluffing, cheating, greed, cunning, anger, envy, quarrel, harsh speech, death, fear, severe pain, and hell. So all these descendants are described as signs of devastation. If a pious person is pious and hears about these causes of devastation, he will feel hatred for all these, and that will cause his advancement in a life of piety. Piety refers to the process of cleansing the heart. As recommended by Lord Chaitanya, one has to cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind, and then the advancement on the path of liberation begins. Here also, the same process is recommended. Malam means contamination. We should learn to despise all the causes of devastation, beginning from irreligion and cheating, and then we shall be able to make advancement in a life of piety. The possibility of our attaining Krishna consciousness will be easier, and we shall not be subjected to repeated devastation. The present life is repeated birth and death. But if we seek the path of liberation, we may be saved from repeated suffering. Jai Shri Prabhupada's transcendental purport ki jai. Om Gyanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganita Shri Vishakha Dhamascha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लङ्घयते यत्कृपातमं नमो विष्णुपदे श्रीमते महाविष्णुस्वामी नामने नमो विष्णुपदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निर्विशेषणव्यापाचार्य जय श्री कृष्ण जय प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत So Hare Krishna, Pravis Mataji. Welcome all of you and thank you for keeping the appointment with Krishna today, 23rd October 2024. So there are 4 verses in this 4th canto 8th chapter, which I have been given the opportunity. So let us see how much we can gain taking lessons from these 4 verses. See, in the first verse, the purport of the first verse, Maitreya is explaining about the progeny of the sons of Brahma. And out of the many sons of Brahma, the brahmachari sons, right, headed by Sanaka and Narada, they did not marry at all. So therefore, there is no question of narrating the history of their descendants because they are brahmacharis, right? So that is the first in the first. So these 4 verses are very interesting verses, and it speaks about the 14 causes of devastation. 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These 4 verses, 4th canto 8 chapter, verse number 2, 3, 4, and 5. It speaks about the 14 causes of devastation. That's why in the purport of the 5th verse we just saw, right? The creation takes place on the basis of goodness, but devastation takes place because of irreligion. They say Prabhupada said that is the way of material creation and devastation. So the cause of devastation is adharma or irreligion. And who are the descendants of irreligion and falsity, which are born one after another, that we'll see. And it's also, Prabhupada says in the purport, right? See, the one after another means bluffing, cheating, greed, cunning, anger, envy, quarrel, harsh speech, death, fear, severe pain, and hell. See, all these are descendants are described as signs of devastation. But just this is a very interesting point. It says, Prabhupada says, if a person is pious and hears about these causes of devastation, will he feel happy about this? Cheating, greed, cunning, and all? No, he will feel hatred for all this. And the moment you feel hatred for, oh, what is this? These are all horrible. Once you feel that, then that will be the cause for your advancement in a life of piety. So piety refers to the process of cleansing the heart. So because as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends, no, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, one has to cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind. And then the advancement takes place. So here the same process is recommended. Now, malam, right? Malam means contamination. There malam means pure, no contamination. So we should learn to despise all these causes of devastation, beginning from irreligion and cheating. Then we'll be able to make advancement in the life of piety. The possibility of our attaining Krishna consciousness will be easier. And we will not be subjected to repeated devastation. Repeated devastation means again birth, death, birth, death. After devastation, you are born. Then after devastation, it goes off. So present life is repeated birth and death currently. Because of birth and death, we are still here, but in a human form. But if we seek the path of liberation in this form, we may be saved from repeated suffering. The 14 causes of devastation, that is the descendants of irreligion and falsity, can be listed. Let us see what are those 14 causes of devastation. Number 1, adharmasya, irreligion. Number 2, mrisha, falsity. Number 3, dambham, bluffing. 4, mayam, cheating. 5, lobha, greed. 6, nikriti, cunning. 7, krodha, anger. 8 himsa, envy, 9 kali, quarrel, 10 durukti, harsh speech, 11 mrityu, death, 12 bhiti, fear, 13 yatana, excessive pain, and 14 niraya, hell. See, one of my godbrother, he spoke to my Maharaj asking about these verses. So Maharaj liked these verses and he said, he gave some very practical and deeper meaning to these devastation verses. He said, when the Prabhu was asking about it, so Maharaj said to him, why are you talking of material devastation when your body is going to be first devastated? So the definition for devastation is total destruction. And he said, as soon as you follow a religion, your body is going to be devastated. Forget about the whole creation, your body. So do you really want healthy body or not? Actually, as soon as you leave this Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the pure Dharma, you are devastated. So that is why the sages, they only did Bhagavatam and nothing else for 1,000 years. Do you think that they did not know other ways to perform Dharma? They knew that the only way to overcome devastation is Bhagavatam. So why don't we all follow them, right? We have to follow. So we must, otherwise, but unlessly we are taking so many other paths. Instead, follow just this one path, that is Bhagavatam path. And Bhagavatam life is the best life. This is the only way to keep Yamaraj far away. Now, to keep Yamaraj away means to keep our health in good condition. Don't we want to keep good health? Poor maybe, any Hindu, Muslim, anybody, right? That's why my Guru Maharaj made a very interesting point. He said, in one of the classes, a very, very powerful point. He said, if anybody seriously follows Bhagavatam path, as it is instructed by Srila Prabhupada in the purport 1 to 12. He said, if anybody, any one of us, anybody, he said, not only his disciples, anyone in the world, if anybody seriously follows this Bhagavatam path as instructed by Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 12th verse, purport. If they follow, he said, what did he say? He said, I am ready to pay dandavats to such Bhagavatam students. So what is that purport? Devotional, please hear very carefully, devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge. Okay? Devotional service, which is based on the foreground of full knowledge, combined with detachment from material association. Combined with detachment, full knowledge, combined with detachment from material association, and which is fixed. How is it fixed? By oral reception of the Vedanta Shruti, by hearing, Shravanam. So, devotional service which is based on the foreground of full knowledge, combined with detachment from material association, and which is fixed by the oral reception of the Vedanta Shruti, is the only perfect method. Is the only perfect method by which the seriously inquisitive student can realize the absolute truth. So let us all become seriously inquisitive students in the school of Bhagavad. It's very important purport. Very encouraging, right? See, some time back, long, one of my godbrother, he was sharing about another Prabhu, one Prabhuji. I think he used to visit in Rajkot, where my Maharaj, where the temple, everything was there. That his sadhana was very impeccable. That Prabhu's, that his name was Ananda Prabhu, who used to come and, but he never met Maharaj, because Maharaj was already left the planet. But through his instructions, he was very much impressed. So the important lesson is, he has not even physically met Maharaj. No. He never had even a single association, physical association. See, all the disciples of Maharaj, they might be having very fortunate to have a association with Maharaj, serving him, right, physically, right? Thinking that we had so much time with Maharaj, but that Prabhu did not have. But you know what Maharaj told? Even the mosquito has time with the king. Mosquito is sitting on the lap of the king. Very intimate, close with the king, traveling with him all the time. But Maharaj said, what is the point? Mosquito is only giving trouble to the king. I don't want my disciples to be like mosquitoes. Those who are serving and traveling with me, but not following the mood I have given and doing whatever they want to do and later saying, I am Mara's disciple. This is not being a disciple. Very powerful statement, he said. We have to follow the instructions, right? So that Anand Prabhu, although he's not physically met him, he has put on a very important foundational principle in devotional service. That is, instructions of pure devotees will actually follow through, even after his physical disappearance. It's a very important point. Because this is the principle of Vani. No? Vani is what Srila Prabhupada had stressed. And all the acharyas in ISKCON Parampara movement, they are stressing. See, the point is, you may go for Yasa Puja, meet Guru Maharaj, everything. It's fine. But the deeper than that is whether we want, when we go back after that, Yasa Puja and any functions, and remain committed to follow their instructions. Unless you do that, then there is no point. So these two things are very important, completely different. See, one would be like mosquitoes. Other one will be like make us as devotees. That's why the fourth canto, 8th chapter, no, this Narada Muni speaks to the Dhruva Maharaj. This chapter only later on. Narada Muni is speaking to Dhruva Maharaj that you completely become absorbed in devotional service. Because whatever your mother Suniti advised is correct, he said. So Narada Muni says, Narada Muni asked Dhruva Maharaj to undergo devotional discipline in order to achieve the desired result. These two words, no, devotional discipline. So Prabhupada says that spiritual master can give everything easily to the disciple. But he wants to see that the disciple is always engaged in the process of devotional service. So devotional discipline can take place if you follow the instructions of spiritual master, even if he is not present. Now, religion means devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad. In Bhagavad Gita, the last instruction is to give up all other engagements in the name of religion and take shelter of the Personality of Godhead. 18.66, it says, no, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tvam Sarupapibhyo Moksheshyami Ma Shucharam. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms that the highest perfection of religion is that which leads to the devotional service of the Lord, unmotivated and unhampered by material impediments. So religion in its perfect form is a devotional service of the Lord. And irreligion is just the opposite. See, the heart is the most important part of the body, whereas the back is the most neglected part. So when one is attacked by an enemy, one is apt to endure attacks from the back and protect himself carefully from all the attacks from the chest. So all types of irreligion spring from the back of Brahma. Whereas real religion, devotional service of the Lord, is generated from the chest, the seat of Narayana. So anything which does not lead to the devotional service of the Lord is irreligion. Anything which does not lead to the devotional service of the Lord is irreligion. And anything which leads to the devotional service of the Lord is called religion. That's why in 16.4 Bhagavad Gita, Dhambo Darpo Abhimanasya Krodha Parushyam Evacha Ajnanam Chavijatasya Partha Sampada Masurim. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature, O son of Pratha. So in this verse, the royal road to hell is described. See, the demonic people know they want to make a show of religion and also advancement in spiritual science, although they do not follow the principles. They're always arrogant or proud in possessing some type of education or so much wealth. See, they desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability. Although they do not command respect forcefully, right? See, over small things, they become very angry and speak harshly, not gently at all. They do not know what should be done and what should not be done. The purpose is telling, they do everything whimsically, according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority. So these demonic qualities are taken on by them by the beginning of their bodies, in the wombs of their mother's womb. Because they grow, they manifest, all these inauspicious qualities are coming up. So Prabhupada gives a punching statement, no, which very nicely enlightens us what these qualities can do to us. These qualities is a royal road to hell. So how to remember this? By an acronym we can remember what is the royal road to hell, these qualities. Apache. Those days in the Red Indians and all the American West, Apaches were there, right? A, P, A, C, H, I. So A is for arrogance, P is pride, A is anger, C is conceit, H is harsh speech, and I is ignorance. So Prabhupada assured us that the qualities of Apache, which have been mentioned by Krishna in this verse, 16.4, will definitely take us to hellish planets. So we should always keep a check on ourselves whenever these qualities try to crop up in our life. So it is to be understood that the beginning of creation, Brahma created not only saints, saintly sons like Sanaka, Sanatana, Narada, but also demonic offspring like Nirti, Adharma, Dhamma, and falsity. The Prabhupada says in the purport of second verse. So everything was created by Brahma in the beginning. Now regarding Narada, it is understood that because in the previous life he was very pious, right? Son of maid servant, he served the sages. So he's very pious. And because his association was so very good. So he was born as Narada. Others are also born in their own capacities according to their backgrounds. So the law of karma continues birth after birth. And when there is a new creation, karma comes back to the living entities. It's not that once you finished, that is gone. Whatever even sinful or good, everything comes. So it will catch you. So they are born in different capacities according to karma, even though their father is originally Brahma, who is exalted, no? Because the quality of the incarnation of Supreme Personality got it. See, the creation, maintenance, annihilation of this middle cosmic manifestation are completely dependent on the supreme will of Krishna. See, at the end of the millennium means at the death of Brahma, final devastation. Brahma lives for 100 years, and his one day is calculated at 4.3 billion of earthly years. So his night is of the same duration. So his month consists of 30 days, such days and nights. And his year of 12 months, right? So after 100 years, such years, when Brahma dies, devastation or annihilation takes place. This means that the energy manifested by Supreme Lord is again wound up by himself. So again, when there is a need to manifest, it is done by Krishna's will. So this particular, there's another important one is creation, maintenance, and final devastation. But there was in between, there is another smaller devastation. That is in 8:24:37 purport, verse says, this particular devastation actually took place not during the night of Lord Brahma, but during the day. Because I have devastated only in the night of Brahma. But this was not during the day. Because, see, for it was during the time of Chakshusha Manu. Brahma's night takes place when Brahma goes to sleep. But in the daytime, there are 14 Manus. And one of them is Chakshusha Manu. Therefore, Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, he comments that although it was daytime for Lord Brahma, Brahma felt sleepy for a short time by the supreme will of the Lord. Krishna can't do anything, right? So this short period is regarded as Lord Brahma's night. So this has been very nicely discussed by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So this, there is a small summary of this very analysis. That is, now because Agastya Muni, he cursed Swayambhu Manu during the time of Swayambhu Manu's period. So at that time, a devastation took place. And this devastation is mentioned in the Matsya Purana. So during the time of Chakshusha Manu, by the supreme will of the Lord, there was suddenly another pralaya or devastation. So this is mentioned by Markandeya Rishi in the Vishnu Dharmottara. So at the end of Manu's time, there is not necessarily a devastation, okay? But at the end of the Chakshusha Manvantara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his illusory energy, wanted to show Satyavrata the effects of devastation. So that's why this was the partial that happened. The Laghu Bhagavatamrita gives a very good point on this. See, since the entire creation and annihilation of the material universes depend on the exhaling and inhaling of Mahavishnu, we can hardly imagine the magnitude of that Mahavishnu, right? He's original Govinda. So Mahavishnu enters, there's Karanabodhakasha Vishnu, he enters into each universe. And as Garbhodakaya Vishnu, right? He further expands. He enters into the universe as Garbhodakasha Vishnu. And Garbhodakaya Vishnu further expands as Kshirodakasha Vishnu. And it's this Vishnu form that enters into the heart of every living entity. So in this way, Vishnu is manifest throughout the creation. So we saw the 14 causes of devastation, right? irreligion, falsity, bluffing, cheating, and all these things. So we can see one point. We cannot, everything can be discussed in one by one. If you take one, we can whole class will do like irreligion, then falsity separately, cheating, greed, cunning, anger, right? Envy, quarrel, harsh speech, death, fear, severe pain, hell. So let us discuss two of them. One is anger, and the other one is fear. First, let us see what about the anger. See, in Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 11th chapter. Now, Swayambhu Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. So Manu, while he was advising his grandson Dhruva about the dangers of anger, he instructs in verse 31, 4:11:31. He said, "My dear king, just consider what I have said to you, which will act as medicinal treatment upon disease. Control your anger. Control your anger. For anger is the foremost enemy on the path of spiritual realization." And he said, "I wish all good fortune for you. Please follow my instructions." So in this context, Dhruva Maharaj's brother was killed by Yaksha for no reason. And so, as a king, no, it was his responsibility to punish the killer. So his anger was meaningful. But the trouble lies when anger goes beyond one's control. So, in what to say of, see, so Krishna very nicely explains in Bhagavad Gita 2.63, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibramaha, smriti brahmshat buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. Excessive anger causes delusion, bewilderment, loss of intelligence, and pushes us to material pool. So, what is the remedy for excessive anger? How can we control it? See, management schools, they might provide remedies, no? How to control anger, like drinking a glass of water or counting from 1 to 10. But all these tips are not helpful for the current day situation. Swayambhu Manu, the father of mankind, he has mercifully given us the eternal remedy in this verse. Shrutena bhoyasa. Shrutena bhoyasa means constant hearing. The purport Prabhupada emphasizes by constantly hearing about devotional service, one can check the force of anger, which is detrimental to the process of devotional service. See the point? Constant hearing about devotional Katha, Krishna Katha and all, vitamin KK, vitamin Krishna Katha, then automatically one can check the force of anger. Because anger is detrimental, no, to the process of devotional service. Even Parikshit Maharaj said that constant hearing of the pastime of the Lord is a panacea for all material diseases. So everyone therefore should hear about the Supreme Personality of God constantly. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. We only recite. We have to follow it, put it into practice. Whatever may be, come what may, I have to hear Krishna Katha. So by hearing, one can always remain in equilibrium. And thus, what happens is progress in spiritual life will not be hampered. And in this Damodar month is all more auspicious to hear Krishna Katha, right? And chanting. See, anger, of course, it is a very dangerous weapon. The anger is like a sword with sharp edges at both sides. And anger causes pain to the person who is attacked by it and also to the person who holds it. But does that mean one should not become angry under any circumstances? Prabhupada gives a wonderful illustration for this. See, we should control. Does that mean that we should not never get angry under any circumstances? Prabhupada gives an answer to this verse, the purport. Once, a snake became a devotee of Lord after being instructed by Narada Muni. And he gave up his behavior of biting others. But people took undue advantage of this. So what happened? They started hurting him by throwing stones, beating with stakes, and so many things. So next time when Narada Muni came to know of this, he instructed him, don't bite. Okay, but do not forget to expand your hood as if you are going to bite. Then they will go away. So Prabhupada, he ends the purport with a very powerful statement. He said, similarly, just like this, my instruction given by Narada Muni to the snake, a devotee is always non-violent. He is qualified with all good characteristics. But in the common world, when there is mischief made by others, you should not forget to become angry, at least for the time being. in order to drive away the miscreants. You should not forget to become happy, at least for the time being, in order to drive away the miscreants. So that is about anger. Now, fear. See, Bhatri Hari from Vairagya Shatakam, where the different kinds of, there are actually mentioned about 9 kinds of fear. Few of them we will just see. Says Bhoge Roga Bhyam, Roga Bhayam, Kule Chuti Bhayam, Vitte Nirpalad Bhayam, Mane Dainya Bhayam, Bale Ripu Bhayam, Rupe Jaraya Bhayam, Shastre Vadi Bhayam, Gune Khala Bhayam, Kaye Kirtanad Bhayam, Sarvam Vastu Bhayanvitam, Bhuvi Nrinam Vairagyameva Bhabhaya. See, there is fear of disease in the enjoyment of sensual pleasures, fear of decline in lineage, fear of kings in riches, fear of humiliation in honor, fear of enemies when in power, fear of old age in beauty, fear of disputants in learning, fear of the wicked in virtue, and fear of death in embodied souls. See, all facets of man's life on the earth engender fear. Renunciation alone gives fearlessness. It's a very beautiful verse. See, he first says, Bhoge Roga Bhayam. Bhog means sense gratification. Excessive sense gratification will give you a diseased body. So that is the greatest fear. If you watch too much TV or too much of mobile, all these things, your eyes are going to be bad. If you perform any sense gratification activity, you will completely desist. So we have experience of this, so we have to reduce the sense gratification. And that is known as tapa, austerity. And if you don't do tapa, if you don't perform austere life, then you will fall down. If you don't do tapa, you will be pata. Pata means reverse. Either you perform tapa or you pata. Pata means fall down. Otherwise, you cannot survive. Never survive with tapa. Sorry, without tapa, we cannot survive. Tapa is the voluntary austerity accepted to realize our soul and the super soul. This is tapa. And this bhoga comes in the way, right? So it is impediment in our relation. So too much of sense gratification. Particularly excessive sense gratification will completely make us a diseased body. So we should avoid this. There is a regulated freedom for enjoyment. You need to follow these rules and regulations in order to enjoy also materially. Otherwise, bhoge roga bhayam. Then kule chuti bhayam. Kula means family. See, we are very proud of our family, For example, a royal family in England, very much afraid that they will lose the name. See, anything happens to them, they are in the headlines, They're afraid of more and more afraid. So this is how they are always in trouble. Kule chuti bhayam. And vitte nirupalad bhayam. Third bhayam. Vitta means money. As soon as the income tax sees your balance is increasing, he invites you. Right? So that investment has got to be kept. So this is Vitte Nirpala Bhayam. As soon as the money increases, the rule government is to take its share. So this is the point. If you earn some more than 5 lakhs, so 30% you have to pay. You can't hesitate, right? You have to see. You can deny your wife. Why should I pay you money? So this is third one. Fourth one is Mane Dhainya Bhayam. Mane Dhainya Bhayam. That is, if you expect respect, you'll be disrespected. Will be disrespected. Just Mane Dhainya Bhayam. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he forces us, Amanina Manadhena. You should not expect any respect, but give respect to everybody. That is a safe way. So if you respect everybody, the person to whom you respect will gain the health, and you also gain health. By respecting others, you become happy, and he also becomes happy. And on the contrary, if you disrespect anybody, he loses the health, you also lose the health. So do you want to lose the health or increase the health? Very nicely. It depends upon you. Choice is yours. So if you want to increase, means you have to give respect to everybody and don't expect any respect from anybody. Then Bale Ripu Bhayam. If you are strong, there will be somebody to contest with you. That is also a Bhaya. Bale. Then Rupe Jaraya Bhayam. Rupa means beauty. If you have beautiful body, Jara is there, old age is there. Same beautiful body will become like a monkey body in the old age. So this is the main requirement, right? Old age kills beauty. So without attraction to the Lord, we cannot keep all right in this body also. So this is the main requirement for our own health and body. It's not that you are doing something for Krishna. You're just doing for your own self. So don't leave the beats. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you do that, then in old age also your body will be beautiful. That is the key of the beauty. Otherwise, beauty will be completely marred, no, as soon as you go to the old age. That is the greatest fear. And we cannot avoid. It is bound to come. It is coming. So we cannot press our white hairs, The whole thing will be like a snow. So try to follow this. We have to follow this very seriously. Shastre Vadi Bhayam. If you are very proud that I know Shastras, I know this and all, so then you will be defeated by somebody else. So escape from this fear is very important. And that is why we should be very humble to learn from even a child also. So these are the different fears. That is why Vyasa Bhagavan says, Sarvan Vastu Bhayan. All these Vastus they are very fearful. But there is one Abhaya, fearlessness. And what is this? Vairagyam. If you are renounced, then you are completely fearless. If you leave everything, there is no fear at all because nothing belongs to you. You don't have anything to lose. We will only worry about the theft if you have anything. If you don't have anything, then what is there to be lost? Nothing to be lost. So you are completely satisfied. See, in India, we travel by train and all. So my Guru Maharaj said, what I particularly do is, he said, I take one dhoti and kurta. One is wearing and one, that's all. Nothing more. That bag, I don't care. I keep it anywhere. But only my scriptures and some important things I keep very carefully. See, if the dhoti bag is lost, I take it that Krishna wants me to buy a new clothes. So then let somebody use my old clothes. That is renunciation. If you renounce, then you are happy in any condition of life. But if you don't renounce, if you stick to it, then you are afraid. That is the meaning of this verse. Very nice. We have to remember this fears. So in this Vairagya Shatakam, it is mentioned that renunciation gives fearlessness. So what is the meaning for renunciation? It is explained very nicely by Krishna in 6.2 Bhagavad Gita. He says, what is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme. O son of Bandu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. As soon as we perform devotional service, we become completely prasanna. And we are not afraid about our diseased body at all. So in order to drive away the fear, we have to come to the scriptures, come to the gurus, come to the instructions given by Krishna himself and follow them very seriously. Then there will not be any fear about bhoge rogavayam. So Prabhupada very nicely says in his purport of 10.4 Bhagavad Gita, fear is due to worrying about the future. Fear is due to worrying about the future. A person in Krishna consciousness has no fear because by his activities, he is sure to go back to the spiritual sky, back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, his future is very bright. Others, however, do not know what their future holds. They have no knowledge of what the next life holds. So they are therefore in constant anxiety. So if you want to get free from anxiety, best course is to understand Krishna and be situated always in Krishna consciousness. In that way, we will be free from all fear. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, in this Bhagavata Dharma, devotees have no need to fear for the bondage of mental existence. That fear goes away of its own accord for one who engages in devotional service. So in 11732 translation, it is said, if the personality of Kali, irreligion is allowed to act as man, God, or any executive head, no? Then certainly irreligious principles like greed, falsehood, robbery, inactivity, right? Misfortune, cheating, quarrel, all this will be too much. The principles of religion, namely, are austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. ACMT. So the king quality is austerity. We have to be austere. It is very easy to remember these 4 things. Austerity, cleanliness, right? You take out the first letter. A is austerity. C is cleanliness. And our Swami Prabhupada is known as AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So austerity and cleanliness, AC. You will never forget, right? So just remember the initials, AC, austerity and cleanliness. And then M for mercy and T for truthfulness. So without AC Bhaktivedanta Swami, we are empty. EMPTY also, but empty, mercy and truthfulness. So we will never forget these things. These are some tricks have to be got to know applied. So these 4 letters are ingrained in our mind. See, every second of your existence, we should examine whether we are austere or not, whether we are clean or not, whether we are performing all the merciful activities or not, whether we are truthful in our behavior or not. So these things, if we daily examine, one day we will definitely be austere, we will definitely be clean, we will definitely be merciful, and we will definitely be truthful. Again, Srila Prabhupada said, austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness, the basic principles of religion prepare the ground for the reception of advancement in spiritual knowledge. So, Prabhupada says in the purport of 485, if a person is pious and hears about these causes of division, 14 causes of devastation, right? He will feel hatred, right? He will feel, oh, cheating, bluffing, so many things. He will feel, what is this? By thinking like that way, this will cause your advancement in life of piety. At least you are pious. These are not good things, right? Piety refers to the process of cleansing the heart. As recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Cheto Dharma Marjana. The same process is recommended. So malam means contamination. No? We should learn to despise all these causes of devastation, beginning from irreligion and cheating. And then we shall be able to make advancements in life of piety. So the possibility of our attaining Krishna consciousness will be easier. And we should not be, and we will not be subjected to repeated devastation. So the present life is repeated birth and death. But if we seek the path of liberation, we may be saved from repeated suffering. So it's very wonderful 4 verses which speaks about the 14 causes of devastation. So if we have to think about these things and to get out of it. And some of the lessons we learned today. So you can try to meditate on them, note it down, and put it into practice. Discover, understand, apply. Jai Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gautam. Thank you very much, Mataji, for giving this opportunity to glorify the Lord and purify ourselves. Hare Krishna. The main point is to purify ourselves in this. Otherwise, we're all contaminated. So thank you very much. If you have any questions or anything to share, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, can you tell the 14 causes of other devastation once again?
Mataji, if you go to, I can tell you, but you go to that 2, 3, 4, and 5, these 4 verses, all are there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Anyway, I will repeat 1 minute. It is there in the 485, verse number 5. Adharmasya, irreligion. Mrisha, falsity. Dambham, bluffing. Mayam, cheating. Lobha, greed. Nikriti, cunning. Krodha, anger. Himsa, envy. Kali, quarrel. Durukti, harsh speech. Mrityu, death. Bhiti, fear. Yatana, excessive pain. And Niraya, hell. These are the 14 ones.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Manapranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The dua was very good, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
What is that dua, Mataji? Dua, then blessings.
Dedication, understanding, and applying.
Yeah, not dedication, it is discover. Means when you read some purport or anything, you discover something and you try to understand that. So once you understand, you apply in your daily life. So you'll never forget. So this, if you in anything you want reading, just put this in front of you. Then it's very easy to progress in devotion service. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for correcting me.
So thank you. Everybody is devastated.
No, Prabhuji. Contemplating.
Contemplating. Yeah, that's the point. Right. Yeah. Very nice point. Contemplate. We should always contemplate, meditate. Yes, Madhu.
Very nice class, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
We
Madhu.
know now
Thank you.
what all we have to be cleansed of.
So 14 things, sir. So many things.
There are too many.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, but
and
don't worry
it's-
about that. Don't worry about too many. Just we have basic thing is renunciation. That's a good one. We should not
Yes.
get attached. The point is we go on attaching with some or material things, then we'll get in problems, difficulties, because we cannot come out of it. We are attached. Then our sadhana also goes haywire. So if you want to really get, we cannot leave attachment. If you have to get attached to Krishna, just don't tell your attachment wherever it is, home, family, the country, society, whatever it is. Don't tell it to Krishna. Then other things will also have to be meaningful. That's the point. Because Krishna, see, he is the powerhouse. We have to get connected to our powerhouse. Just like electric wire is connected to the powerhouse, then we don't touch the wire, right? Because it will be fiery. The same way, we are also just like the wire. But if we connect to our powerhouse, Krishna, then nobody can touch us and we will become fiery in devotional service. Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Uttam Damal Prabhu. Hare Krishna for your association.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Wonderful explanation. I'm still been contemplating about it. Really come back to
I am
the
also still. Thank you.
Yeah. It's so nice. Very well explained. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavanda Ki Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Thank
pranam.
you. Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Badana Prabhu.
Dandavat pranam.
Nanda Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Mataji Prabhuji. Stop. Revati Prabhu, thank you very much for giving the opportunity, for hosting. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I'll close now. Thank you very much, Shanta Govinda Prabhu, Swami Prabhu Mataji, Swati Mataji, Jyoti Mataji, and Balaji Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Dandavat.
Thank you so much.